Welcome back to another GCSE ICT exam revision walkthrough, and we're looking today at some more revision for question 1, helping with that, but particularly we're going to be looking through the topic test 1, which is about digital devices, going through that, learning about how to answer questions, giving you some chance to test your knowledge out and go through some of the answers. So again, you know a bit about how to revise from this video. Play, pause it, rewind it, pause it, write down notes and see what you got right and wrong. Almost treat it like an exam yourself, and you can rewatch it yourself. All of the just drop the microphone. Just drop the microphone there. It's a bit silly. Sorry about that. And also use the purple book as well to help you. And next part is, again, we've seen this in previous videos if you've watched them. These are the areas that I've written down for the last 4 or 5 years that the exam in question 1 covers, a whole range of that, and you need to go through that and make sure that you're up to speed on them. Okay, so walk and talk through digital devices. So here's some more questions. So state 2 digital devices which are small and portable and are designed for use on the move. So if you're on the move, going out for a walk or a jog, what are small and portable digital devices? Okay, can you think of those? Okay, well, a smartphone, a small and portable, especially the newer ones, really slimline, lightweight, digital camera. So we're talking about devices, okay, not computers necessarily, but digital devices. MP3 player, tablet computers, fairly small and light. Okay. Next one, arrange these devices in ascending order in terms of the probable energy consumption. So which ones would have the least amount of energy, okay, and which ones would suck the most? So I would probably, if it was me, think about, okay, what would, what's the most complex digital device that probably would have multiple power supplies or multiple elements to it? Okay, and then I would start at the other end and say, well, okay, what was the least? What would something take? You could charge it and then leave it on for a couple of days, and it wouldn't need much. Okay, so 2 marks here. Have a go. Answer is MP3 player is the least, home entertainment is the most, then smartphone, laptop, and then a desktop computer, because that's likely to have 2 power cables going in, isn't it, for the monitor and the desktop. Home entertainment system, DVDs, you might have Blu-rays, sound systems, amps, all that sort of stuff. Okay. What is meant by a multifunctional device? And this has come up in other exam questions. So this again, well, it's a good chance to revise. But this one comes up: multifunctional. Describe how smartphones and game consoles may be multifunctional. Okay, you need to know the word multi, which means many, and functional, functions, many functions. Have a think about that one. Okay. If you look at the mark scheme, okay, it's asking you, it's 3 marks, okay, and you need to obviously write, it's 3 marks, you need to sort of write some sentences, just not put a few words down. So you need mark for a logical description of a multifunction device. So it's a device, is any digital device which has more than one use. And then concentrate on the smartphones and then the game consoles. Correct description. Okay, so smartphones can make calls, send text, access the internet, take photos. You know that because you've all got smartphones, so you know the different functions on them. Okay, game consoles, a bit like media hubs. I agree with that. Play games, access the internet, play films, music, view photos, and very, very similar to just normal laptops, aren't they? They have a few more functions. Okay, so really go to town on that one. Make sure you get 3. What is a peripheral device? Okay, we talked about that in some of the other videos. What is a peripheral device? Okay, peripherals are external input, output, and storage devices. Okay, so peripherals are something that go on the periphery. Okay, if that's an English word, it's on the outside, external. So it could be input or output. Okay, so it could be a microphone, or it could be some headphones, or external hard drive even. Peripherals expand the host computer's capability but are not part of the core architecture. Okay, so that's what it is. So you get a really good description in there. Oh, done it again. Two peripherals that can be connected to a desktop computer. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Should get 2 for there. So keyboard, microphone, MIDI device, sort of speakers, projector, printer, all that sort of stuff. Next one, describe 2 peripheral devices specifically designed for users with disabilities. Okay, and this is a topic 1. Okay, and you have done some homework on this. So 2 peripheral devices used, basically enabling them to use computers and other devices. Okay, there are other ones, but there's voice recognition. So they might, have a microphone connected to another device that would recognise their speech. A braille keyboard, if you've ever seen a braille keyboard, so it's something that's externally plugged in to help them, blind people, to type. Puff and suck switch, so if you're severely disabled with physical mobility issues, you can activate a switch and control commands through a breathing sheet, so it's called a puff suck switch. Describe what's meant by expansion capability. Expansion capability. Again, you need to look at the book if you don't know this. Okay, expansion capability. What is meant by expansion? Okay, some devices use removable storage. Okay, such as SD cards. Okay, so you can put the SD cards and it expands the memory. So it expands the capability of the device. Okay. Some things don't have expansion capabilities. Okay, there's no ability to plug something different into it, to some SD cards or external hard drives to expand the capability of it. They just don't have it. Explain how satellite navigation aids work. It's always something about satellite navigation and GPS, and it's a good idea to get your head around this. How does, again, this 3 marks, there's quite a bit of description. Just saying it's basically something in space is not going to get you very far. Okay, so have a think about this. Sat-navs receive signals from GPS system of satellites and triangulate the position. Okay, if you can get a little diagram in your revision notes, that'd be good. Calculating distance from each satellite by measuring the time and delay to receive a signal from each one. Okay, and then it's compared to a series of prepared electronic maps and then indicated where you are. That's how it knows where you are on a map. So the map's already there, okay, and it's just triangulating and comparing it to where you actually are. Number 8, describe one security feature that may be built into a mobile phone. So what mobile phone security do you have on your phone? Okay, to stop your brother or parents looking at it, what could you do? 2 marks. Okay, 1 mark for naming an appropriate feature and a description. Okay, so you can't just put in password pin locking. Explain what it actually means, so the user has to unlock the phone by entering a password. And really, to get the marks, you really need to over-explain things and try to give extra features just to really nail these relatively easy questions. Okay, encrypted storage as well. There are other features as well. Okay, finger recognition as well on some phones. Describe one security feature. Oh, we've had that one. Give 3 features of a mobile phone that can be designed to be used by elderly people. So if an elderly person's got a mobile phone, what 3 features could be designed to be used by them to help them use it? Okay, 3 marks here. So larger buttons, loud ringing, simpler user interface, larger screen, and no unnecessary functions. Okay, so make sure you get all 3. Relatively simple question. Okay, next one. State 2 methods by which a mobile phone could be connected to another mobile phone, a laptop, the internet. Okay, 2 methods by which a mobile phone can be connected to another phone, a laptop computer, okay, and so on. So how could you connect a mobile phone to another mobile phone, send data and so on? A laptop and a mobile, and the internet, okay? These are sort of really sort of meeting, real sort of standard sort of questions. Okay. So you get 1 mark for answering two appropriate methods. So infrared and Bluetooth. It could be Wi-Fi. Okay. You can connect mobile phones together with Wi-Fi. A laptop with a mobile, Bluetooth, and a USB cable. Okay. So just you've got to think about these. When you're in the exam, and the internet. So you've got Wi-Fi, 3G, 4G. So Wi-Fi by using the sort of local Wi-Fi service, or using your mobile data connectivity with your 3G or 4G. Okay. Describe 2 ways in which the digital devices have had an impact on the way organisations operate. Okay, so we're getting into bigger questions. So you need to describe 2 ways in which digital devices have had an impact on the way organisations, so this is companies, operate. So we're thinking about digital devices, organisations. I always think of someone like British Gas or BT. So where would a digital device be useful for someone, say, out on the road or in the office or whatever? Have a think about that one. Okay, so we've got digital devices. Computers are irreplaceable. We're communicating, doing work, doing accounts, email, running the websites. Okay, you've got smartphones and all the apps on there to stay organised and connected. Okay, you've got printers and scanners. These are all digital devices. You've got GPS systems allows for tracking, and there's loads of things. If you really think about it, about all those digital devices, what benefit they would have to an organisation. It's might be something we talk a bit more about in the revision. Okay, 8 marker. Oh my days! And please, if you're looking at this, don't go, oh, 8 marks, I'm not doing it. Please don't think that. Okay, giving examples, describe how digital. So you need to describe. You need to give logical explanations, examples. So describe how digital devices can be used for shopping, money management, and teaching and learning. So split it down. Right on the side of the paper. Get a bit of spare paper. How digital device can be used. Come on, digital shopping, easy. Come on, you should know this. Money management, managing your finances, teaching and learning. How could a teacher use a digital device? Okay, have a think about that, and maybe pause the video and write down in 3 sections, 2 or 3 things per item that could be used. Okay, here are the answers. Okay, and I'm not going to go through all of it and read it because you can read it yourself. Okay, but from schools, we've got interactive whiteboards, we've got computer networks, we've got the ability to monitor class behaviour, on PDAs, take pictures of pupils' work, share things, apps, all this sort of good stuff on computers, and really look at this mark scheme. Also, you find with 6 markers, 8 markers, if you write it beautifully with no grammar or spelling mistake, you'll get 2 marks, even if it's what you've written is nonsense. So it's worth making sure you plan these, because this is the same as getting 8 1-markers right. You can get you can get 4 out of this. It's really going to help you. Okay, so that's the end of the topic 1 digital devices topic test. Again, hope this has shown you the type and variety of questions, and to really have a go and think. A lot of it is common sense, isn't it? Some of the things you do need to know and you need to revise. I hope that's been really useful for you. Okay, cheers, bye.